Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Human Interaction Podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Hambone Hambleton, and it's been a bit. It's been a minute, as the kids say, since I released anything, and that's mostly because I've been limiting my human interaction, and that's kind of the whole point of this podcast. I don't like doing solo episodes. I don't think they're very good, but I wanted to check in with everybody. I couldn't leave you with nothing on 420, bro. I couldn't do it. I just had to give you something. So you're getting this. You're getting me checking in during my quarantine. So what have I been up to? I know a lot of you are asking, and by a lot of you, I mean absolutely nobody. But I've been playing a lot of video games still doing that. I have taken to trying to find the longest games possible that are on sale on the PlayStation Network, so I can spend a lot of time and not a lot of money. So let's see, I recently have beaten Red Dead Redemption 2, Horizon Zero Dawn, which was a really fun one, and I'm currently in the middle of Death Stranding, which is just a wild game. I put it kind of in the same category as Rocket League, in that it's a game that if I sat here and described to you the purpose of the game and how everything works, you'd be like, that sounds really fucking boring and dumb. But it's not. It's incredibly original and fun. The voice acting is a little cheesy in it, I think, but gameplay is just 100% original, and I recommend it to a lot of people. If you have a good sound system, play it through that. The sound is amazing in that game. But yeah, that's one of the things I've been doing to pass time, is just getting really getting really involved in video games. I just got my copy of Fallout 4 back from a friend after 2 or 3 years, because I left it in his PS4 when I moved out, and we finally got in touch with each other, and I got that bad boy back. So that's going to start soon as well. I'm going to get really into Fallout 4. It's going to be fun. Mostly because when I played it the first time, I really didn't get that deep into it. I mean, I played the game and explored a little bit, but now I have a lot more time on my hands, and I don't feel guilty about wasting it playing video games, because what else am I going to do? Well, to answer my own question, I have been helping my parents move out of the house that I spent my entire childhood in. They've owned it for longer than I've been alive, and they finally moved on. I think this is the last week that they're in it, and if any of my friends from high school or, slightly after, when I was still living there, if any of you are wondering, no, we're not allowed to have one last banger. They're not going away on vacation anytime soon, so I can't have 70 underage kids in my parents' house with a suitcase full of liquor anymore. I can't do that. But those are the kind of memories that are coming back as I go through and help them lift shit out. It's weird when you call me in as the muscle, but that's what I've been for my parents over the past month or so. Helping my dad with some projects at the house that at the new house that he's been working on, and just trying to maintain a sense of sanity. I didn't have much of one before this all started, but and actually I think I'm a little more sane now because I don't have to deal with people as often. I've been trying to stay off of Facebook because people are fucking retarded. At this very moment, there are people gathering outside the Capitol in Harrisburg, and they are protesting the stay-at-home order and the shutdown of a lot of businesses that are determined to be non-essential. And really, if you think about it, most of what our economy relies upon is very non-essential and non-life-sustaining. Our society fucking runs on consuming bullshit. That's what our economy runs on. So this has really opened my eyes to that fact. But some people just don't like being told what to do, even though this is what a lot of them have been preparing for. Like doomsday preppers and stuff like that. This is what they're suited for. And when it finally happens, they freak out and they want to go back to their soul-crushing job so they can barely scrape by while the fucking owner of their company makes millions, And that's not every case, but it's a lot of what's going on. Yeah, and like the argument, it's okay. I saw a tweet from fucking Ben Shapiro of all people. The world's fucking upside down when I'm agreeing with something Ben Shapiro says. Now, it's kind of like Trump, where I agree with some of the things he says, but I don't agree with the reasoning behind it. So what he said is basically like, look, if you're going to go out and protest and claim that you're responsible enough to go back to work and when there's a pandemic going on, maybe at least wear a mask or something so you're demonstrating that you're not going to spread the disease when you go back to work. Don't give the opposition the ammo, is what he said, but I think he could have cut it short there and just left it at, if you want to go back to work, demonstrate that you're responsible enough. But the problem is that a lot of those people, a lot of the people protesting are, they don't believe that it's a big deal because, it's only affecting 0.1% of the population. And, that's because fucking social distancing and shutting shit down worked. And, there is the argument the other way too, that even if it wasn't essential to do that stuff, it looks like it worked because it wasn't necessary in the first place. But I don't think that's the case. I think, it was a very contagious virus that we don't know a lot about. And, we took the steps to prevent it from spreading, and that's working, but now it's not going to work because people are gathering to protest, and there's going to be a spike in cases. There was already in Kentucky. They had the largest single day spike after these people went and protested. So, it's a pretty obvious fucking consequence of gathering in large groups of people when there's still shit going on, and we've done this. We've quarantined. We've social distanced. We've closed down for a month now, and not even really. More strict orders really only went into effect 2 weeks ago, and that's the incubation period of this virus is 5 to 17 days. So you might be carrying it and you don't even know until 17 days later when you finally start to show symptoms, if you show symptoms. So, like we've taken all these precautions and we've made these sacrifices as a society. We've done that. And now you want to jeopardize all of that and risk making those sacrifices for absolutely no reason by going back to work when you could still be carrying the virus and you don't even know it. And then you're passing it on to someone who's susceptible, who's in an at-risk demographic, and then people get sick and they die. And the reason it doesn't look like it's a serious issue is because the precautions that we have taken are working. But we need to let things run their course. And I'm not the first person to say this, and I don't even know why I'm saying it, because I'm not an expert. You can listen to experts. Listen to experts. Don't listen to the fucking dude on Facebook who's sharing memes and articles that are now marked with, partly false information. Like, it's crazy that Facebook, of all places, is now starting to automatically fact check things. That's where we're at, where like we're just sharing bullshit all the time, and people don't know what to believe because they don't know how to do research on their own. And conspiracies are fun. It's fun to buck the norm. I get it. I totally get it. But sometimes it's just like you got to accept some things as fact, instead of trying to question every single thing. Because you can question every single thing if you really want to. If you really want to disbelieve everything that anybody has ever told you, it's very easy to do. And it's very easy to find information that backs up what you're saying, but that doesn't mean that it's true. Anyone could post anything on the internet. Any idiot can have a podcast, You just gotta be careful of the information that you get out there. So yeah. Other than that, I don't know, man. I don't know. My friend Lee, who's been on here, made me a mask and is sending one to me because I didn't have any. And I made one out of an old t-shirt. I just cut the bottom off of an old t-shirt and, tied it around my head like a bandana. And I was reprimanded at a beer store. Because apparently they weren't comfortable with how they didn't think it would be effective, but the dude with a bandana in line behind me was fine. I don't know. People are fucking dumb. Basically, people are stupid. And look, I get it. I get wearing the mask and everything. I'm not like questioning that. But in my mind, it's like I haven't left my house in fucking 2 weeks. I'm pretty sure I'm okay. I'm pretty sure that I've taken the proper precautions to keep myself from being a carrier and get off my back, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to comply. I'm just not spending fucking $100 on a case of masks that I'm going to use once, Yeah. Anyway, what are you guys up to? You can't answer, and that's okay. That's quite all right. I don't know. I'm gonna figure some things out to talk about. I kind of just, as usual, just kind of jumped into this. I was like, you know what? I'm paying $20 a month to host my podcast, and I haven't put anything out this month. So I should probably do that, or else I'm just wasting money. And I'm not going to let the fact that I can't have someone here present with me, which I still could. 2 people is a fine gathering. It's just I don't want you fucking carriers coming into my home. You goddamn virus spreaders. I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's find some things to talk about. Okay. I'm gonna go back and talk about the protests a little bit because they don't make sense to me. Which I said earlier, people are basically protesting their right to they're protesting for their right to go back to work during a pandemic and potentially catch and spread a potentially deadly virus to people who are at risk. Just because they feel like they need to provide for their families, and that doesn't make sense to me, because frankly I've been unemployed for 2 months now, over 2 months, and I haven't even gotten my stimulus check yet. but I am doing better financially than I have in the past, 5 years when I had a good job. Now, granted, that has a lot to do with the lifestyle I'm living at this point. I'm not really doing anything. I'm not spending money. I'm not buying lunch every day. I'm going to the grocery store and buying 2 weeks worth of groceries and cooking at home. I'm also not obviously doing stand-up anymore. And I was always aware of it, but this has really opened my eyes to how much money being an open mic comic really costs you, especially if you travel for mics, going down to Philly every night was really expensive, and obviously I wasn't doing that for a couple years, but just being in a bar, spending money, using gas to get to where you're going, it all adds up. And I have saved a ton of money by not working and by not doing comedy anymore. So I don't get the protests. I really don't. Most of them seem to be in states that have pretty lame unemployment compensation. So maybe that's something you should address. That's an issue that you should address with your congressperson and your representative, instead of risking getting everybody sick. So just imagine for a minute here with me. Just imagine that you have a family. Maybe some of you do. I don't know. I don't. But this is how I look at it. Imagine that you have a family and your kids really, really want to go to Disney World. Your kids want to go to Disney World more than anything else in the entire world. And you want to give that to them. So you make the sacrifices to save money, pinch every penny that you can over 2 months. You're saving the money for this trip. You're going to give these kids exactly what they want. They're going to fucking love it. You're down to the last $100 that you need to save to take your family to Disney World, the thing they want more than anything in the world. And then when you're down to like the last $100, you decide to go to the casino. And you end up blowing it. You lose all of it. And then you have to start over again because you still want to give your kids a trip to Disney World. We're still doing that. We're still going on that trip. But now it's going to take another 2 months of scrimping and saving and sacrificing. That's, I don't know. That's how I see the protests. Like I really would like to do a head count of people who are at these protests, and then track that group and see what see how many cases of coronavirus come out of those gatherings. That'd be a really interesting statistic, but people wouldn't pay attention to it anyway. People believe what they want to believe, and at this point in time, there's really no way to actually change anybody's mind. Because there's so much different information out there, and a lot of it is fact and myth mixed together, so you can't really tell the difference. You can't really tell what's true and what's not, what's partially true, what's partially untrue, and it's a real mess. It's a real mess. And part of what I'm seeing in reporting of this, something I addressed with someone who shared an article from Newsweek today. The first word in the article about the spike of cases in Kentucky after people gathered in protest, the very first word in the article was the governor's political affiliation. It has nothing to do with what you're reporting. It doesn't. It's Democratic governor. Has nothing to do. Governor, sure. Governor's fine. The governor. of Kentucky. Like everybody's making this into a partisan issue, even if it's, subtle like that, something like that. That's very, very, very subtle. It's a dirty psychology journalism trick, and it happens on everything. Doesn't matter if it's a conservative bias or a liberal bias. People fucking do it because they know that's gonna stoke the flames. And I have some friends who are part of the news media now. That's what I fucking applied to go back to school for, was journalism. And I think part of their responsibility is to report this responsibly. Leave fucking politics out of it. Now you can, it doesn't have to be zero political spin. If it's like something that's very clearly based on a partisan issue, then yeah, you got to report that honestly too. But this that article specifically that I'm speaking of had absolutely nothing to do with anybody's political affiliation. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it was a Democratic governor or a Republican governor, or if the people protesting were Democrats or Republicans. It doesn't fucking matter. The fact of the matter is that they're stupid. They're stupid fucking people. That's, yeah. I don't know, man. I don't have points. I don't have solid arguments. I just have thoughts in my head that I'm spitting out at you right now. And I don't know. I think this is going all right. What else have I been up to? I've been playing a lot of guitar. I've been trying to figure out how to. I'm teaching myself how to do kind of live loop type stuff, because it's really fun and you can kind of just jam along with yourself. And actually, I'm gonna try to record a little sample for the outro music to this. I've been working on it for a while. I have absolutely no sense of timing. Like, I can't keep time. And it's a bit of a challenge to make drum beats on like a 1995 model Casio keyboard, but I'm making it work, I've come up with some stuff that sounded pretty fun, pretty cool. And I've shared a couple of those videos on Facebook and Instagram for the podcast. And I don't know, I hope you guys liked them, because that's, I always say this is for you, but it's not. It's for me. And I think I've said that before too. Everything I do is for me. I don't do anything for anybody else, except stay inside and wear a mask and not spread diseases. Man. Okay, so getting into some other things that I've been thinking about in my spare time, which I have a lot of at this point. Some things that I've noticed while reading a lot, and not books. I don't read, not reading books, just reading things on the internet, like a normal person. One thing I really have noticed grammatically is that the semicolon is the most underused piece of punctuation in the English language. It's crazy. It's crazy that we don't use it more often, because I feel like it really represents how people speak. And same goes for the Oxford comma. They're two very important pieces that kind of get left out, and I feel bad for them. Like, I think most of the time I'm speaking, I don't think there are any periods, there's question marks, but I don't think there's any periods or exclamation points most of the time. I think it's a lot of semicolons and Oxford commas, a lot of independent clauses that are related to each other, but don't necessarily constitute a full sentence. I think that's how I think and how I speak, and I think that's how a lot of people think and speak. And I think we need to bring back the semicolon think we need to bring back the Oxford comma. I mean, I had this issue in the Storytelling Stone episode where there were no Oxford commas. Everything was fucking jumbled together. Now, I realize they're probably like direct translations from native languages, but still, come on, man. Do a little editing. Throw some pauses in there for dramatic effect. Link some clauses together. Don't just throw words out in a jumble and make me try to figure out where the inflection and pause belongs while I'm reading out loud to a massive, massive online audience. That's my only request to writers out there. Any writers who might be listening, just give some consideration to the semicolon and the Oxford comma for the sake of the people who have to read out loud whatever bullshit opinion article you wrote on why the coronavirus is fake and how it's a man-made disease. Man. I don't know. Like I said, I love conspiracy theories. I love letting my mind wander, but sometimes you just got to reel it in, because you'll drive yourself crazy if you continuously assume that everything anyone ever tells you is false. Then you're never actually going to find any truth. You're just going to continue searching for it. I don't know. That was pretty deep, right, guys? Maybe if you're enjoying 420 right now, you're thinking, wow, this guy's got some good ideas, dude. We should listen to him more often. And that's true. You should. You should listen to this podcast every day of your life, over and over and over again. I know there's only 30 episodes or something like that. I don't even know how many episodes I actually put out. It's enough to know that people don't find me interesting because they don't listen. They don't listen to it. You know, I've made the joke before that it's like I thought people would be clamoring. I kind of had the same idea with stand-up too. I've talked about that too. You know, I thought I was gonna have a Netflix special within 3 months of starting. I thought it was a goddamn prodigy, and I kind of thought people would, especially comics, would relish the opportunity to come on and talk to me, and you know, maybe they would if I asked them. And right now, I'm a little disappointed in my my research for starting this because I really didn't. I wasn't anticipating the need for live streaming, so I did not buy equipment that is optimal for live streaming. In fact, my laptop is it cannot live stream, and from what I understand, I'm just not allowed to. Every platform I've gone to and tried to start a live stream, literally, I'm not eligible. I'm just not allowed to. So I don't know what's going on with that. Maybe I just need to do more research, or maybe it doesn't really matter because again, no one really listens to this. But I can tell you when that stimulus check comes in, it's the first thing I'm doing. I'm finding the cheapest laptop that I can that has the specs required for modern video streaming, and then I might really try to get this off the ground with live video streams, which would be cool. That would be fun. I don't know. I never really did the video chat stuff that much, even with work. I auditioned for a movie via Skype one time and never heard anything back from that, even though I thought I read pretty well for it. I really do. But, you know, we had whoever the guy I was reading with was, we had pretty good chemistry. I thought it was good. That was an interesting role. I wasn't too sure about that one because I would have been playing a comedian, and that's where I got a lot of the angst from, was the experience that I had doing that for that reading, which I thought again went very well. But the thing that made me unsure, and this seems to, I've talked about the movie that I auditioned, or that I was offered in Los Angeles, and that involved being nude, which I wasn't too keen on. And this role, I would have had to kiss another man on screen, which isn't that big of a deal to me. I was just kind of concerned. Not even concerned, really. I didn't want my first kiss in years to be with another man on camera. You know, I wanted to find love before I started faking love. Yeah, but you know, didn't get that role anyway, so that doesn't matter. It's all in the past. All in the past. Yeah, man. Well, I don't know. I hit half an hour, and I really just wanted to let people know that I'm alive. I mean, most of you, if you listen to this, you've seen me posting on Facebook and shit like that. Like, I'm okay. I'm doing better than I was when I could interact with people. And I'm doing both mentally, emotionally, and financially and physically. I've lost fucking 20 pounds on quarantine because I just haven't been eating like shit every day. I haven't been ordering food and, paying DoorDash $23 for a $12 meal. I haven't been, I did treat myself to a pizza after a round of disc golf, which was nice. I got together with some friends and we socially distanced ourselves from each other while we played disc golf. And we did this little makeshift Topgolf game, which was also very fun. And it was cool just to hang out with my friends and get some social interaction in while still being responsible about not catching or spreading the virus. And I treated myself to a pizza and I ate the entire thing. So I've been paying for that today, along with the beer that I drank, those unfiltered IPAs. I love them. I fucking love them, but goddamn, the next day I tend to shit my brains out. So, I know you guys, you really wanted to know that. You were clamoring for that information. I could tell, just like you were clamoring for an episode of this podcast, and I gave it to you, and I'm gonna send you out with, what's probably gonna take me longer to record than it took me to record this episode. A little ditty that I put together and that I've been working on for a while. I mean, the original chord progression I wrote years ago, and it's just something that I kind of mess around with, and now I'm getting better at the loop and stuff, and so I want to try to show that off. I might actually I might upload a video of me doing that too. I don't know. They're not very fun because it's just a lot of me screwing up. It's like a 20-minute video to get 1 minute of good looping. So I don't know. But regardless, guys, I hope you're doing all right. I hope you got enough food and money and toilet paper to last you until all this shit's over. And I hope that we all kind of start having some sense about the fact that we're all having to make these sacrifices. And if we don't let it run its course, and we try to get back to quote unquote normal too quickly, then we're just going to have to do it again. And you're all going to be even more pissed. So, yeah, stay safe, everybody. This has been Human Interaction. I'm your host, Andrew Hambone Hampleton. Happy 420, and I'll talk to you next time.